Hello Zayda and welcome back to Terraformental. So let's go loop. We go through this process. Oh, not that one, this one. We literally combined everything together at this point. As you quickly down the water bottle, you consider your next move. You never investigated the mining wing at Lorien. There could be some useful equipment inside. Now that you've planned out a rough route from Lorien to Santorini, you can attempt a journey whenever you feel ready. Though it is a much larger distance than you've had to contend with so far. That's it, get the supplies first, then get the air tanks done, then get the repair rover and load generator. And I am gonna need to remove the food synthesizer coupler, because I'm pretty sure if you go inside the mining wing and you don't have the coupler, you cannot get out anymore. So it literally is a death trap, from what I remember. Oh, that's where I went wrong. I did take basic food, but it's basically what it's replenishing. And you also need to queue it up, so you need to use this to get a supplies one. At least we can easily gather all the supplies in like seconds. Same with the metal sheets at this point. We went from 5 to 1.8 seconds. So we're closing into like 3 times the normal speed. Queue that one up as well. Now we're getting the metal sheets. Oops. That was not intentional. Want to do that back in the end. Yeah, it didn't even took like 4 minutes to get through that. So leaving Rover. Oh, that's the fine tunnel. Let's do that one. That should be way faster if you do that one. And I think it uses less power. Because even with the dilation total, it's still like 2 minutes plus. It takes a bit of searching before you finally spot the entrance to the underground tunnel. which should take you directly to Lorien. But now that you know where it is, you'll be able to make a beeline for it in the future loops. So yeah, now it changed. Oh, not just a flat 2 minutes. But the power drain is like half. Yeah, and the other option completely disappeared now. But yeah, every time you do this, it should go faster and faster. So it's already better than the other option in multiple ways. But yeah, this should help us get back and forth. Oh, I forgot to take the food thing. Oops. Oh well. The tunnel is everything you'd hoped for. A gentle slope downwards, mostly straight, and lets you out a short distance from the outer edge of Lorien support facilities. It will not only be a lot faster than traveling over the desert, but it will use a lot less of the rover's power to get there. Yeah, so that's the last rover. Let's unload. Then next we just do the gather supplies, because we're gonna need all of these before we go with the generator inside. We can queue that up. There we go. Take water and rations. Install generator. Oh, I don't see it combined anymore. Yeah, we have fuel. Oh, it's on start generator. Do that one, then the water recycler installation. Oh yeah, we need to power it as well, so let's do add fuel to generator. Yeah, that should be all of it. Unlock the admin door. Do we have we have most of this running. Now let's see if this changed, or if it actually stuck there. Because right now it's only been just past 10 minutes. We can always just restart. The door grinds open, but jams part way, causing the motor to strain and grind in complaint. Standard operation for these doors is to return to their previous state after a few seconds if they detect a jam. You have time to slip through before that happens, but there's no guarantee you'll be able to open it again from the other side if you don't have anything strong enough to wedge it open. Yeah, just enter. So yeah, right now we can't get out, I'm pretty sure. You hurry through the gap, feeling quite nervous, despite having plenty of time. You might even have time to slip back through if you're quick about it. The other side seems to be a long, narrow corridor with a standard door at the opposite end and a small console next to each door. Though the end at this looks severely damaged. Inspect exit controls. This closes after a while. You try to access the door controls from this side, but find the damage is just as bad as you feared. It almost looks like someone took a sledgehammer to the console, shorting out several of the connections and likely causing a power surge which caused the door to jam in the first place. You can't repair the damage, but you might be able to manually bypass for the open signal with a power coupler. Yeah, that's the one. Exit 9. So it does give you enough time to get out. Just gonna bring Rover inside. Don't know if it's useful. Connect a Rover charger. It's probably gonna drain the station's power. The already dim emergency lights flicker slightly as the rover begins drawing a large amount of Lornia's limited power to recharge its cells. Let's do wait. Oh yeah, the mobile generator is still running. Yeah, now it's done. An insistent tone from the rover informs you that the rover has finished recharging its cells. Also give me some air bottles. know what? Uninstall the water recycler. I'm gonna put it on the rover, otherwise we're not surviving any of these. And now we should be able, yeah, load and install on the rover. Wait, why is this wrong? Well, that's a mistake. So load water recycle on rover. Why is it install water recycle in Lorien? That is wrong. That should be rover. I'm wondering if it's because they're linked and dependent on where they're at, it changes. Because it didn't make sense why it would say Lorien. There's probably a mistake in the text somewhere. Or is dynamically changing when necessary. So yeah, now it should just fill up the water bottles while we're moving around. Oh, leave in row. Oh, we need to disconnect the rover. Wait a minute. Disconnect the rover from power. That's why. I was like, I can't get out, but yeah, it requires you to disconnect it first. Leave in rover. But now we have a water supply on us that will refill. Though it's insanely slow to get it. This takes about, oh, this takes like 2 minutes. Oh, back and forth have the same speed increase. So let's do the last rover first. And now we actually have our water recycler on us, so it should be possible to get through this. Unless we actually run out of food halfway through. You return to the plateau region, ready to continue the search for the lost rover. Yeah, it was expecting you to go back and forth. Unable to actually finish this the first time. Because of the 4-minute issue. Let's get another water bottle. Just trying to balance all the resources makes this take way longer than 4 minutes. Well, at least once we know where the rover is, we can easily get there. I do remember that there was a rover where you can actually extract a battery to extend your power capacity. About a minute left. Yeah, food's not gonna be an issue for a while. It's slow and dull work, but you finally catch a break when your rover sensors ping to inform you another vehicle just came into range. The signal is very weak though, and seems to be bouncing off multiple rock formations to reach you from multiple angles. So you can't get an exact direction. You'll have to drive to another point to try and triangulate it. Oh, we're not even done yet. Another 1 minute and 40 seconds. At least it's better than 4 minutes. Yeah, even trying to do this without the water recycler on the rover is not possible. At least the water bottle collection speed is going up pretty well. Yeah, I think we're better off just filling the air tanks at this point. We can't really keep up with the demand. And I think filling the air tank itself gives you more. Almost there. There we go. After a couple more readings and a bit of educated guesswork, you managed to pinpoint the signal of the lost rover. It looks like they took shelter inside one of the large caves, using the rover to block most of the entrance, judging by the pile of sand coating the outside of it. They may have been blocked in by a sandstorm at some point. That could even be why they hid here in the first place. Yay, more searching. Search for the or search the cave, not for the cave. Give me one of the tanks. The inside of the cave all but confirms your hypothesis. The small ring of stones sits in the center, looking almost like a campfire without any fuel or signs of having burnt anything. Two bodies in emergency suits, similar to your own, are lying next to it. Looks like they ran out of air long before anything else. One of them just laid down and accepted it, and perhaps even died in their sleep. The other seems to have taken off their helmet to eat a final meal, barely even getting a couple of bites into it before passing out of suffocation. The rest of their rations sit next to them. So that does give me a bunch of water. So that's gonna help. Now even air is becoming a problem. Now search the lost rover. Fill another water bottle. The rover has no power except for the tiny emergency battery for the locator beacon. Presumably having been used up recycling oxygen to keep its crew alive as long as possible. You check its systems and anything worth salvaging. The communications and navigation array is fused, which is likely how they got lost in the first place. The water recycler seems fine, but it's too bulky to get out of the cave without moving the rover. With the amount of sand around it, that's not happening anytime soon. Even if you did get it some power, you initially think the air recycler is equally unhelpful, but realize that it has a pressure regulator unlike yours. What's more, the design is so simple that you think you could probably build one from the spare parts in the workshop back at Talos. The only other thing worth taking may be a couple of empty power cells. Two of them have short-circuited and fried. But if you can recharge the others, then they'll extend the range of your own rover. Yeah, and this is where we go. So we pull these out. Give me an air tank. It actually takes like 20 seconds each. So that's not quick. Should actually prioritize that one. And it's way quicker. And then also install the pressure regulator. Oh, we have the resources on us because I keep taking that. That's probably why. Oh, I just noticed we're out of food. So we might still not have enough time to get back. Yeah, and Lorien... Does it still have food or not? I don't remember. That might be a problem. At least install the empty power cell so it can be done quicker next time. After that we drive back. Yeah, about 2 minutes. So that should be enough time to get back and maybe find some food. And pressure regulator is running. You notice a flashing indicator on the dashboard. Your Rover is getting low on power. It should be more than enough time to get in. Park in Lorien. Yeah, there's one protein bar. A water bottle. Well, let's open the mining door. We're not gonna survive either way, so... Enter mining wing. We have about a minute. Yeah, we can bypass it. But we can enter the mining pit. And see what's inside. You walk the long corridor and through the door at the end, entering the mining pit itself, except this doesn't seem like a normal mine. A large cylindrical room is built around a single opening in the floor. You'd expect to see an elevator shaft or an open quarry, but instead there's a single immense stone obelisk sitting in the middle of the opening. Huge drills and other mining equipment is spread out around the obelisk. What looks like a pile of clothes lies at the base of the stone. A lone computer terminal sits in an alcove at the edge of the room. You should probably start at the computer while you still have power to run it. Takes 20 seconds. Yeah, we have enough. We have enough time to do it. Might be able to get through most of these. The main use of the terminal seems to have been for keeping detailed records of every shift working by each person. All of them were working on mining the obelisk. Each one carefully measured the amount of materials they mined and from where. There are some oddities though. for starters, they seem to be mining far less than you'd expect, given how long the ships were. Whatever the obelisk is made of, it must be incredibly strong. Secondly, it seems a lot of the reports are contradictory. Multiple people reported mining in the same area on the obelisk and extracting a similar amount of materials, yet the surface barely changed from one to the next. The only other file you can find is a video log. Maybe that will give you some answers. Let's see, it takes about 20 seconds. Yeah, we can do it. That's a tiny amount of power that we're using, so it's not that horrible. The man who appears on the screen looked like one of the miners. He seemed more than a little unhinged, raving about how they were trying to take him away from the obelisk, and that it had so much to offer. Apparently, there's something in the center, but it was taking a long time to reach it, because whenever they mined part of it out, it slowly regrew. That will explain the odd reports you found. When the excavation was ordered, this man must have sealed himself in to keep trying to reach it. You're starting to get a bad feeling about that pile of clothes near the obelisk. We have 14 seconds, so let's do inspect clothes. Let me guess, there's still something in it. Like a corpse. As you approach the pile of clothes, your suspicions are confirmed. It's the body of the miner who recorded that video. He's been dead for a while, at least a couple of weeks by your guess. You're suddenly extra glad of your suit isolating you from the smell that has undoubtedly filled the room by now. Judging by the state of his body, you suspect he died of dehydration or starvation. Yet it seems even as he was dying, he was clawing at the obelisk, hitting it, staining it with his blood. Obviously, he was mentally unstable, obsessed with reaching the center of the obelisk, but why? We have 4 seconds. Let's just start one of these. And we're dead. But yeah, that's it for this episode, so thank you for watching. Hope to see you in the next